and welcome to lesson 58 of this B1 course with Perfectly Spoken. My name is Ellen and I'm your teacher today for the rest of this course, and we are coming to the end of the course. So we have got an interesting vocabulary lesson today, lots of new words, or maybe you know the language, but still we're going to practice using it, and it's very important that you have a notebook and a pen ready to go because there's lots of language to be making notes of. Okay. And today's lesson, like I say, is a vocabulary lesson. We're going to be looking at adverbs. Okay. And today we will remember what an adverb is, learn more interesting adverbs. Okay, so I'm sure you use adverbs already, so we will just remember what they are and then learn some more interesting adverbs. And finally, we will tell stories using adverbs, and this will make our stories more interesting and sophisticated. B1+. Okay, like I say, we're coming to the end of the B1 course, so the next level is B2, of course, and you are going to be, the more your English improves, the more adverbs you will be using to sound more natural, to make your language more colourful, I like to say. Okay, so let's get going, making your language more colourful. So first of all, we're going to remember what an adverb is. What is an adverb? Adverbs give more information. Adverbs can be a single word or short phrase. Okay, so they give more information about place. For example, the cat is upstairs in the bedroom. Adverbs give more information about time. For example, I go swimming on the weekend. Adverbs give more information about frequency. For example, I always go swimming on Tuesdays. Adverbs give more information about manner. For example, he dances elegantly. Adverbs give more information about opinion. For example, luckily our meal was as good as expected. And adverbs give more information about degree. For example, I am greatly interested in languages. Okay, so in summary, adverbs give more information about place, time, frequency, manner, opinion, and degree. Okay, so you can see adverbs are very, very useful and very important for enriching your language, for making your language more colourful, more natural, more sophisticated. Okay, this is a dilemma. Where does an adverb go in a sentence? Unfortunately, it's not black and white, because it depends. Adverbs can go in the middle. Adverbs can go at the beginning. And adverbs can go at the end. Okay, for a native English speaker like myself, it's instinctive. I know whether an adverb is in the correct position or not from the way that it sounds. But for you, as the learner, it helps to have some rules. Unfortunately, it's not black and white, it's not that clear, but I'm going to give you some general rules to help you position your adverbs. Okay, so here are some general rules to help you position the adverb. Time, manner, and opinion adverbs go at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. Place, frequency, and degree adverbs go in the middle. Okay, I know that is still quite general. It helps a little bit, but still, where at the beginning, where at the end, where in the middle. And I think the best way of learning is through practice. So that's what we're going to do for the rest of the lesson. We're going to practice, we're going to see examples, and it will help you identify where in the middle, where at the beginning, where at the end. Okay, it will help you positioning the adverbs. And hopefully with time, it will start to sound either good or bad. So here is the first task, and I'd like you to put adverbs into these sentences. Sentence number 1, he likes dancing to impress his girlfriend. And the adverbs we have are on the weekend, sometimes elegantly. Okay, so remembering these rules, these general rules, I'd like you to position the adverbs in this sentence. Okay, so think, is the adverb time, manner, frequency? What is it expressing? Where do you think it goes in the sentence? He likes dancing to impress his girlfriend. Okay, sentence number 2. We have some bad news for you. And the adverbs here, unfortunately, vary. Again, position them in the sentence. Sentence number 3, we had lunch. The children played. Afterwards, noisily, outside. Okay, so pause the recording, think about the type of adverb it is, think about the position it goes in the sentence, and put all of those adverbs into the sentences. Okay, pause the recording on this slide, and off you go. Good luck. Okay, welcome back. Let's have a look at your answers. Well, you have a look at your answers. I'll show you some example suggested answers and you can compare them. Okay, see if it makes sense to you. So here are the suggested answers. Number 1, on the weekend, he sometimes likes dancing elegantly to impress his girlfriend. Number 2, unfortunately, we have some very bad news for you. Number 3, we had lunch. Afterwards, the children played noisily outside. Okay, I wonder if your answers were similar, a little bit different. I've said suggested answers because sometimes you can change it a little bit. Okay? It's not black and white, like I said before, it's not that clear. So maybe your answers are a little bit different, but are still correct. Okay, but those are the suggested answers to help you along. Okay, in the next part of the lesson, we are going to move on to storytelling. Okay, we use adjectives, of course, and adverbs to make our stories more interesting, to make our English more interesting. Okay, I'm sure it's true in other languages as well. So we're going to practice storytelling, and we're going to begin with me telling you a story. And my story is about my first adventure. Okay, so listen to the first version of the story with no adverbs. Okay, there are no adverbs in this story. My first clear memory is when I was about 6 years old, and I had an exciting holiday. My family and I went to France on our boat. We met another friendly family with a boat, and they invited us sailing with them one day. We stopped the boat and we went to the beach in a canoe. We had lunch and the children and fathers played on the beach. The mothers decided to walk to the town to get some food for dinner. As they were walking back to the beach, the mothers could see a storm in the distance over the sea. When the fathers saw the storm, they were worried and swam back to the boat. The storm changed direction. The boat was moving from left to right. Our fathers rescued the boat. Within half an hour, the storm had gone, and they came back to collect us. They came to collect us from the beach. My cat has decided to join in the story. Daisy, can you leave me alone? She wants to sit on the table. Sorry about that. Okay, feeling excited, I said to my sister, I think I have had my first adventure. Okay, so you can see that story. It's very complete, it's very interesting, and you can understand completely. But now in the next story, the same story, but with adverbs, I'd like you to notice the difference. What do the adverbs do? How do they improve the story? Okay, so again, I'm going to tell you a story, my first adventure. My first clear memory is when I was about 6 years old and I had a very exciting holiday abroad. My family and I often went to France on our boat. By chance, we met another friendly family with a boat, and they enthusiastically invited us sailing with them one day. We stopped the boat and we went to the beach in a canoe. We had lunch and, afterwards, the children and fathers played noisily on the beach. As expected, the mothers decided to walk to the town to get some food for dinner. As they were walking happily back to the beach, the mothers could see a storm in the distance over the sea. When the fathers saw the storm, they were seriously worried and quickly swam back to the boat. After initially moving rather slowly, the storm suddenly changed direction. The boat was dramatically moving from left to right. Luckily, our fathers successfully rescued the boat. Surprisingly, within half an hour, the storm had completely gone and they came to collect us safely from the beach. Feeling extremely excited, I said to my sister, I think I have just had my first adventure. Okay, I hope that you can see the adverbs just improve the story. They make it richer, they make it more colourful, and it's just a much more exciting story with the adverbs in it. Adjectives as well, of course, make it very colourful, but the adverbs are another ingredient to improve your English. Okay, so I'm going to give you a task now, and you're going to have to go back through the story. This is task 2. I'd like you to find the adverbs in the story, and they're in green in the second story to help you. I'd like you to look and think about what kind of adverbs they are. Are they place, time, frequency, manner, opinion, or degree? Okay, so go back through the story, write down the words in green and decide where they go in the table. Okay, pause the recording and then we'll come back together and I'll show you the answers. Okay, good luck. Okay, welcome back. Let's have a look at the answers together. How did you get on? So, here are the answers to task 2. For place, we've got abroad. Time, afterwards, initially. Frequency, often. Manner, friendly, enthusiastically, noisily, happily, seriously, quickly, slowly, suddenly, dramatically, safely. Opinion, by chance, as expected, luckily, successfully, surprisingly. And degree, very, rather, completely, extremely. Okay, I wonder how you got on. Did you identify the type of adverbs that they were? It's useful if you can see which ones they were. Maybe you made one or two mistakes, but if you know the type of adverb, it will help you position the adverb in the sentence. Okay, so that's a very useful trick. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is task 3, and I would like you to remember the story using the adverbs that you have and looking at the pictures. Pause the recording. If you're with somebody, I'd like you to do this out loud. If you prefer to write it down, that's fine as well. And I'd like you to remember the story using adverbs. Okay, so you've got all of those adverbs: place, frequency, manner, opinion, degree, time. I'd like you to put them into your sentences and make your story really colourful. Okay, so pause the recording and off you go. Good luck. Okay, welcome back. How did that go? Could you remember the story? Are the adverbs becoming more natural? Because that's the key, is at first you try and learn the rules, but like I said, there are no clear rules with adverbs. Not always. Sometimes there are, but not always. So the important thing is to practice using them and for them to become more natural in your English. Okay, so well done. I'm sure you did very well. And let's move on to task 4. And now we're storytelling, your storytelling. And I'd like you to think of your first adventure. Write a story, my first adventure. Okay, and again, I'd like you to use adverbs. Put as many adverbs as you can into, well, as many as you can. You want it to sound natural as well. You don't want it to sound awkward, uncomfortable. So put in adverbs and adjectives, make it colourful within reason, not too many. Okay, but good luck and remember the position of the adverb that we looked at earlier. Okay, very good. Well, thank you for joining me in today's lesson. And I hope you can join me for next lesson, and it's lesson 59. We're reaching the end of this B1 course, and remember, after B1, B2, of course. But in lesson 59, we will learn some useful telephone language and practice talking on the telephone. Lots of people dislike talking on the telephone, especially in a foreign language. There are lots of challenges. So we're going to look at some language that is typical on the telephone. So when somebody says, for example, I'll just put you through. Put you through? What does that mean? We'll look at that in lesson 59. I'll find out what those little strange bits of language mean. Okay, and thank you very much for joining me today. We're going to practice talking on the telephone to people you know and people you don't know. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it very useful as you're reaching B2. Dun, dun, dun. Well done. Bye-bye.